Welcome back, guys. Harry here, known as Trade Sharp. Today's going to be, I think, only like a 3-4 minute video because we have a few things to cover, but pretty simple. It's the weekend, so I don't really don't feel the most confident on weekends to predict moves because I don't know where the volume's coming from traders at the end of the day. So it's a bit hard to see, but the first thing, we do have some important things to cover. So the first thing is we have closed below that pivot I was showing you yesterday. So this officially means we are in a downtrend. So now that you've seen we've closed below that pivot, we have a new low now here at 36,000, right? So we're essentially putting in that a simple downtrend, right? You can see high, low, higher low, and a lower low, right? And I expect that to keep continuing until we end up finding a base, right? So where can we find that base? Of course, I'm gonna get every video, guys. I haven't been called all day, but every video I'm getting a call. So where do I expect us to base? Well, first I want to see CMEs, right? Because CMEs won't be trading. So if I go have a look at CMEs here and see how the daily close, you can see this was a failed bounce. We haven't taken out the wick yet, but what I'm more like inclined to say is, guess what will happen next week is we get that weekly wick fill, right? And that was what I was talking about, getting that weekly wick fill here on CMEs. So we have our CME support down here. And as long as Bitcoin is remaining above that support on a weekly and on a daily, it's 30,000, then I'm still looking for some sort of reaccumulation around these lows here. But the way this has closed, traditionally, what I expect to happen is on such a bearish closure, what normally happens is that over the weekend or just before trading hours, people will expect more downside. So we'll see selling pressure and then a nice bounce. And essentially, I am looking for Bitcoin to put in a base, hopefully somewhere around here at around the 30,000, and we could have wicks lower if it really does want to get volatile. But for the time being, guys, I am looking for some more downside here, right? But very, very short term, I do think, it looks like we are putting in a bounce here. If we go down to the 1 hour, you can see how we have a nice level of support down here at that $34,000 area. And, we're bouncing. If we can get above this high here at 37,000, we could see an extended bounce, possibly even up to like 40,000, even 39,000. But I do think it will probably put in another high low and start trending down. Over the weekend, I expect a bit of rangy behavior, but you know how shaky things can get. When the weekly does close, let's see. What I do expect is top wick, come down, wick fill, right? Which is normally what you see. And then hopefully we can start to make some sort of base and remain above 32,000. And that's one condition that I really want to be solid. Once we start closing below 30,000, then 32,000, then I start going, we are in full bear market, all right? And, there's the possibilities when we get some wicks down, we can see some wicks down to these supports. See where this liquidity grab is? That means that there's a lot of liquidity. When you see something get bought up this quick, that means there's a lot of liquidity in that area. So wicks down to this 27,000 area is definitely possible to grab more of that liquidity. So we could see some wicks down to this area, but I want to see the same reaction what happened. I don't want to see candle closes, I want to see just wicks. So that can happen. And then I do think that we start putting in a base, go sideways and get very boring, and that's what I'm hoping to see in this whole area, which somewhere in this whole area is where I want to see us put in a base, right? And go sideways for a while over summer and just play that type of thing. I want to see on the daily. Let's go have a quick look at the daily Bollinger Bands and see how those closed. So we'll go Bollinger Bands like this. And yeah, we're trending below you see the daily close. So we're trending below the bottom side Bollinger Band, which is obviously saying, more downside. What is the weekly saying? Weekly tapped the bottom side Bollinger Band quite nicely, to be honest, at this current moment. So what I'm expecting is, yeah, probably, hopefully, I'm really hoping, a couple of wicks down, but we put in that base above 32 on a weekly, and then I can remain bullish. Then we go sideways, accumulate, same as my long-term analysis, and then continue towards the upside, right? But there is one thing that is really, really, really annoying me, and this is the only reason that I think we might be in for a top. All right, and it's not really confirmed yet, and it won't be confirmed for a while, but if this actually does play out, then there might be a bit of trouble. All right, and should I show it? It's really bearish, guys. All right, let's do it. Log. If you look at this, guys, and I go on a 3-month chart here, right? You see the 3-month chart. Here's the 3-month chart of Bitcoin, yeah. And I go and I bring in 39 days we're closing, and I go and bring up the RSI. Between this point, drawings will come back. Between this point and this point, and this point and this point, we have bearish divergence. And that can bring Bitcoin all the way down to, like, you know, yeah, around this area, guys. I'm not even gonna say the number, yeah. I mean, that is if this plays out. But yeah, I'd have to check how this would be confirmed on such a high time frame, but it's not. This is telling us momentum. And also look at the Stokes on the 3-month. They're flattening out. Last time we saw it flatten out was on this candle right here. So that's definitely not doom and gloom. Means maybe we have a one more push. We saw it flatten out and then continue. I want to compare also the weekly to 2013. Where are we? 2013. Yeah, this is what I'm expecting, guys. This is what I hope, right? And this is what I'm looking for, is exactly this. Exactly this. Is I'm looking for us to do something very, very, very similar, but longer than this. Maybe, you know, so we put in that downtrend. We have these sharp moves. We have the wicks, right? So that's our downtrend. Then we're not putting in an uptrend yet, but what we do is we start accumulating at these levels. And then I'll see even more accumulation, right? So how long is this? See if we can measure quickly. Then I'll wrap this video up with Ethereum. So 38 weeks, you know. So yeah, about this time here, 38 weeks, and then boom, then we start continuing up and onwards. And this is what I'm hoping can happen, but we have to hold that 32,000 on the weekly. Looking at Ethereum, let's go to Ethereum, remove log, go to the 4-hour. Ouch. Yeah, Ethereum is not looking the best. I do, you know, we're coming down now to my $2,000 target. As soon as we start closing below that $2,000 target, then I start to question, you know, maybe we can even come down somewhere along in this area, to be honest, for now. But all eyes should be on Bitcoin. It's following it exactly, but Ethereum is taking a very, very bad hit, but Ethereum has fundamentals behind it. Sorry, guys. So I want to see, I just want to keep eyes on Bitcoin at this point. I don't want to do anything more, but you know, we're getting rejected now at our resistance right here on the 1-hour. And yeah, we tapped minor resistance here to the right. That's why we're having a small rejection. It's not drawn very, but we get tapping in that area. And yeah, we'll see what happens. That's quite a harsh rejection, actually. See if we can put in another higher low, continue up on the lower time frames. That being said, take care, guys. Trade sharp. Until next time. Peace.